Hi everyone, my name is Brad Winn. I'm the site superintendent at the Lewis and Clark State Historic Site, and I'm also lucky enough to be the superintendent here at the Colonial Cahokia State Historic Sites in Cahokia, Illinois. Did you know that on December 6, 1803, Captain Lewis would arrive here in Cahokia just one day ahead of the expedition's keelboats led by Captain Clark? Why did they pick Cahokia? Well, Cahokia was chosen because of its close proximity to the village of St. Louis just across the Mississippi River, but it was also chosen because of this building directly behind me. You see, Cahokia is the location of the furthest western post office in what was then the United States, and Lewis would need to be here in Cahokia so he could continue to communicate with President Jefferson back in Washington, D.C., as well as his connection across the river to the Spanish officials living there in the St. Louis area. Let's head inside the courthouse and see what it looks like inside. We're now inside the Old Colonial Cahokia Courthouse. The courthouse was established as the St. Clair County Courthouse in 1790, and it would last for another 20 years. But if you look here at the map, in 1803, St. Clair County stretched from what was now Illinois all the way north into Wisconsin, parts of Upper Michigan, and into Minnesota. Can you imagine being called to jury duty in 1803 if you lived in the northern part of the territory and having to report all the way south to Cahokia? What a trip that might have been. Nearly all the expedition's correspondence would have passed through this post office located here in the old courthouse. Letters to and from family, official correspondence, and any questions to and from President Jefferson would have probably passed through this courthouse. It's important that Meriwether Lewis spend as much time as he could here in Cahokia in preparation for the expedition's departure that would come in the spring of 1804. Any letters or correspondence passing through here would have a quick return back to Washington, D.C., or up north to Camp River du Bois, or even across the river to St. Louis. And did you know that postage was paid in that time by the recipient of the letter, not by the sender? We're here at the Nicholas Jarrot mansion. Though the mansion was completed here in 1810, Nicholas Jarrot was a citizen living in Cahokia in 1803 when the expedition arrives. It's likely as the leading citizen of the community that Lewis would have befriended Jarrot to help open relations with the Spanish lieutenant governor living across the river in St. Louis. It's there at that meeting with Governor de la Salle that Lewis would learn that he would be denied permission to move any farther west than the Mississippi River. Jarrot likely then recommended to Meriwether Lewis and Captain Clark of a location for what would become their first winter campsite. When Clark departs on December 10th of 1803, just 2 days later, that location along a small stream called the Rivière à du Bois would become the location of the expedition's first campsite, Camp River du Bois. The expedition stayed there from December 12th of 1803 until May 14th of 1804.